Hey everyone, and welcome back to Your Brain Lied. Today we're diving into something that I believe is more important than any skill you can learn. Emotional intelligence, especially at work. I know, it sounds a little corporate buzzwordy, right? But stick with me. I promise it's not some fluffy, feel-good thing. It's actually the bedrock of success in pretty much everything you do, especially when you're working with other people. Think of it like this. You can be the most technically brilliant person in the room, the absolute master of spreadsheets, or coding, or marketing, or whatever your thing is. But if you can't understand and manage your own emotions, and if you can't connect with the emotions of the people around you, you're going to hit a ceiling. And that ceiling is often lower than you think. So, what exactly is emotional intelligence? Well, at its core, it's the ability to recognize and understand your own feelings, and then use that awareness to guide your behavior. It's also about recognizing and understanding the emotions of others, and using that understanding to build stronger relationships and communicate more effectively. Think of your emotions like the weather. You don't control the weather, right? You can't stop a rainstorm from happening, but you can learn to read the signs. You can see the dark clouds gathering, feel the humidity rising, and know that a storm is probably on its way. Emotional intelligence is about learning to read the signs of your own emotional weather and the emotional weather of those around you. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't feel anything. That's actually the opposite of emotional intelligence. It's about acknowledging those feelings, understanding where they're coming from, and then choosing how to respond in a way that's helpful and productive. Let's break down why this is so incredibly powerful at work, specifically in team situations. Because let's be honest, most of us spend a huge chunk of our lives at work, often collaborating with others. Think about the last time you were on a team project. Did everything go smoothly? Probably not, right? There were likely disagreements, moments of frustration, maybe even some full-blown conflicts. Now think about those conflicts. What was really at the heart of them? Was it purely about the work itself, about whose idea was better or what strategy to use? Or was there something else going on, something beneath the surface? Often, those conflicts stem from a lack of emotional intelligence. People might be feeling stressed, undervalued, unheard, or even just plain tired. And those feelings can bubble up and manifest as defensiveness, aggression, or passive-aggressive behavior. Imagine a scenario. Two colleagues, Sarah and Mark, are working on a presentation for a big client. Sarah has been putting in a lot of extra hours, and she feels like Mark isn't pulling his weight. She starts to resent him, and her frustration comes out in subtle digs during meetings. She might roll her eyes when he speaks, or dismiss his ideas without really considering them. Mark, in turn, feels attacked and undermined. He starts to withdraw from the project, contributing less and less. He figures, why bother? Sarah's going to shoot down everything I say anyway. The project suffers, the client is less than impressed, and Sarah and Mark's working relationship is damaged. Now, what if Sarah had a higher level of emotional intelligence? Instead of letting her resentment simmer, she might have recognized her feelings and asked herself, why am I feeling this way? Maybe she realizes that she's feeling overwhelmed and needs some help. She could then approach Mark and say something like, hey Mark, I've been feeling a little swamped with this project lately. I was wondering if we could talk about how we're dividing the workload. I want to make sure we're both feeling good about our contributions and that we're delivering the best possible presentation for the client. That's a completely different conversation, right? It's not accusatory, it's collaborative. It focuses on the problem, not on blaming the other person. And what if Mark also had a high level of emotional intelligence? He might be more aware of Sarah's stress levels and proactively offer his support. He might say, hey Sarah, I've noticed you've been putting in a lot of hours lately. Is there anything I can do to help lighten the load? See, emotional intelligence isn't just about managing your own emotions. It's also about being empathetic, about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and trying to understand their perspective. It's also about understanding nonverbal cues. People communicate so much through their body language, their tone of voice, their facial expressions. Someone might say they're fine, but their slumped posture and tight jaw might tell a very different story. Being emotionally intelligent means paying attention to those cues and responding accordingly. It might mean asking someone, "You seem a little down today. Is everything okay?" Or, "I'm sensing some frustration in your voice. Is there something you want to talk about?" It's about reading between the lines, understanding what's not being said. It's like learning a secret language that unlocks deeper levels of connection and understanding. Here's another common scenario. Imagine a team brainstorm. Everyone's throwing out ideas, but one person, let's call him David, keeps getting his ideas dismissed or overlooked. He starts to feel discouraged and starts holding back. An emotionally intelligent teammate might notice David's withdrawal and say something like, "David, I've noticed you haven't shared as much lately. Do you have any thoughts on this?" Or, "David, I really liked that idea you mentioned earlier about X. Can you elaborate on that a bit?" By actively inviting David to participate and valuing his contributions, the teammate is not only making David feel more included, but also potentially unlocking valuable insights that the team might have otherwise missed. This is where the power of emotional intelligence really shines. It's not just about avoiding conflict, it's about creating a more positive, supportive, and productive work environment. It's about fostering a sense of belonging and trust, where people feel safe to share their ideas, take risks, and be themselves. So, how do you actually develop emotional intelligence? It's not something you're just born with, it's a skill that you can cultivate and improve over time. The first step is self-awareness. You have to know yourself, understand your own emotions, your triggers, your strengths, and your weaknesses. Start paying attention to your feelings. Notice when you're feeling angry, frustrated, anxious, or sad. Ask yourself, what's causing this feeling? What triggered it? What am I really feeling underneath the surface? Keep a journal. Write down your thoughts and feelings on a regular basis. This can help you identify patterns and gain a deeper understanding of your own emotional landscape. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings as they arise, without getting carried away by them. There are tons of great mindfulness apps and resources available online. Even just taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath can make a big difference. The second step is self-regulation. Once you're aware of your emotions, you need to learn how to manage them effectively. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. It means choosing how to respond in a way that's helpful and productive. Develop coping mechanisms. Find healthy ways to deal with stress, anxiety, and other difficult emotions. This might include exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or talking to a friend or therapist. Practice taking a pause. When you feel your emotions rising, take a moment to step back and breathe before reacting. This can give you time to think about your response and choose a more constructive course of action. The third step is empathy. This is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Put yourself in other people's shoes. Try to see the world from their perspective. Ask yourself, what might this person be feeling right now? What experiences might have shaped their perspective? Listen actively. Pay attention not only to what people are saying, but also to their nonverbal cues. Ask clarifying questions to make sure you understand their perspective. Show compassion. Offer support and understanding to others, even when you don't agree with them. Finally, it's worth remembering that emotional intelligence is contagious. When you demonstrate emotional intelligence, you inspire others to do the same. You create a ripple effect that can transform the entire team dynamic. It's not always easy. There will be times when you slip up, when you say or do something you regret. But that's okay. We're all human. The important thing is to learn from your mistakes and keep striving to improve. And remember, this isn't just about being a better employee or teammate. It's about being a better person, a better friend, a better partner, a better parent. It's about building stronger relationships and living a more fulfilling life. So let's wrap up with a couple of practical takeaways. First, think about a recent interaction at work where you felt frustrated or misunderstood. What emotions were you experiencing? What emotions do you think the other person was experiencing? Could you have approached the situation differently? Second, identify one area where you'd like to improve your emotional intelligence. Maybe it's becoming more self-aware, maybe it's learning to manage your anger, maybe it's practicing empathy. Choose one small step you can take this week to move in that direction. Emotional intelligence isn't a destination, it's a journey. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and celebrate your progress along the way. Thanks for tuning in to Your Brain Lied. I hope this episode has given you some food for thought. Remember, you have the power to shape your emotional world and the emotional world of those around you. Go out there and make a difference. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.